So what in the world is going on today? The SEC is possibly now getting involved. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions, and boy, do I have an update for you guys. Again, all I ask you to do is I upload new videos every single day about the market, and if you want to be kept up to date with an unbiased approach, all we ask you to do is drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you feel like we earned it. The first thing that I quickly want to highlight is if you've been under a rock for the past 24 hours, maybe you don't know what's going on. But let me catch you up to speed. Supposedly, there was an ultimatum that was given by the Trump administration to Iran. This was about 72 hours ago, stating that if they do not open up the Strait of Hormuz, that the U.S. would obliterate them. As we got 24 hours closer to that deadline, or really more 12 hours close to that deadline, all of a sudden, Trump is stating that we are in peace talks with Iran. But the Iran government is saying, no, no, no. We are not in peace talks with the US, and they have made it very clear. We will not de-escalate until all sanctions are lifted, until damages to Iran must be compensated. And this was stated on live Iranian TV, to my understanding. With that being said, this isn't even the peak of the conversation right now. If you did not see, again, this is the overall NASDAQ market, what the heck happened? And then why did we not continue? This is a huge move. It's like, oh man, the FOMC rate decision was announced, or a CPI data report must have come out and inflation's at 1%. No, Trump sent another tweet, and people are so bothered because of what happened minutes before this announcement. So Trump, a few moments before he announced about a potential peace talks with Iran, there was over $1.5 billion worth of S&P 500 futures that were bought. Just a few minutes. Oh, just a coincidence, right? Minutes later, 20 minutes to be exact, the S&P 500 adds $2 trillion in value. And this is the entire breakdown of what was purchased, both when it comes down to oil, what was purchased when it comes down to S&P 500 futures. And we do not know if it was several entities or an individual, but they have likely generated over $100 million worth of profit in 20 minutes. Now, this is what is getting everyone so flustered. We've been joking around about it because it's been a constant theme literally every Monday, because attacks like clockwork happen on Friday. All of a sudden, when markets close, the US begins to attack. Maybe it's just impeccable timing, but this has happened for the past 4 to 5 weeks, right? If we look at the overall NASDAQ market, with all this, negative news from the initial sell-off to what we've seen recently, but then by the time that the markets open and sometimes even close on Monday, we fully recover. We fully recover. We fully recover. We fully recover. What the heck keeps getting announced? Trump's tweets. Now again, we can joke around about it, but if it was you and I that ever manipulated the market like this, we'd be in jail. We'd be held accountable. But rules for thee, but not for me? I don't know, right? That's what it looks like. That's what it's been sounding like. And that's definitely what it's been feeling like. Right now, there is a huge calling for the SEC to investigate these firms. And hopefully some form of restrictions can be put on influential people like the President of the United States to not just make blanket statements that actually are not concrete. This is direct and clear as day market manipulation. You have huge fund managers that are going all over social media and saying, I have never seen anything like this. Because this isn't just happening one time. It's happening on a weekly basis. And let's be honest, right? I mean, I voted for Trump, and there are things that he has done that I do agree with, in the sense of I do like the idea of, safer and more secure borders. That's my personal preference. So I'm all for highlighting the pros. But let's be honest, guys, right? Being a Republican doesn't mean that you have to be narrow-minded or blinded, right? If the Democrats were doing this, we'd call it for what it is, market manipulation. Why would we not call it just because the person that we voted into power is now doing it? Guess what? No one's perfect, but guess what? Everyone should be held accountable. And this, in my opinion, is no different. Why would we ever turn a blind eye to an individual that is directly pumping and manipulating the markets, possibly for his own best interest? It's not like he's new to it, right? He came out with the Trump coin, the Melania coin. What's that? Was that for the American people, right? Making the hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars within a number of days, pump and dump schemes? We're really going to just overlook that and pretend like that wasn't scummy from the, it doesn't cheapen the presidency. But again, with what we have now seen and some updates during the extended hours, a massive fire has erupted in an oil refinery in Texas. Only, again, not to be punny, but adding fuel to the fire. SQQQ, which is the inverse ETF, is up. And again, I cleared a little bit over $2,000 on the day. Not a very significant day. MSTZ didn't do much here. Pretty much a break-even day. Bitcoin's not really doing much. Honestly, the NASDAQ market was a big mover today. That's why I focused more on SQQQ. But the real big movers, let's call it out for what it is, it was oil. Did you guys see it? Oil itself, from overall lows of 106 to especially where it's trading at during extended hours, it's going back up to retest in a very short period of time. Oil recovered 7.5%. And it's not just United States Oil Fund. We also have UCO, right? We talked about this during our live trading session today. UCO during normal trading hours from lows to highs captured nearly 11%. And now including extended hours, it's up 12%. Oil is one of the biggest movers right now because, again, remember, Trump can make all of these tweets all he wants. And hopefully he does get held accountable because I think, again, if we did it, we would. So why shouldn't he? But on top of that, he can try to manipulate the markets for a short period of time. But guess what? Markets will eventually go to wherever it is that the truth lies, right? And as of right now, there's still uncertainty in Iran and there's still more attacks being announced. So if that's the case, then guess what? Oil prices are likely to continue to push higher. Again, that doesn't mean that oil is a good deal. It just means that if you thought that oil prices overreacted into the downside based off of this false news, just like we talked about it yesterday, that was the lucrative opportunity, the dip buy opportunity for oil prices to recover if you believe that things will only continue to escalate in Iran. But if you do believe that things will only begin to de-escalate, oil prices are then likely to drop. And maybe the inverse oil ETF is something that you want to explore. It was up over 15% at one point today, but now it's down over 4.5% during the extended hours because, again, oil is now beginning to go up and the inverse is now beginning to go down. A lot of different moving parts, but honestly, quite simple, right? We have the overall market and then specific commodities that are either thriving or retracing based off of what is announced. And it's all based off of what you think is bound to happen. If you are bullish in the market and you think that things will only continue to de-escalate, I respect your opinion and your perspective. At that point, it makes sense that you might want to buy the dip or maybe short oil. Or if you believe that things will only continue to escalate and get worse, then maybe at that point you want to go long on oil and or potentially short the market, right? But obviously that comes at a greater form of risk because it's not like oil is incredibly cheap right now, especially on the larger time frames. But this is one of my favorite things is although there's a lot of chaos and a lot of different moving parts, there's a lot of money to be made if you know what to focus on, right? We have the overall news and how it's moving the overall market. But then we have oil, we have inverse oil, and then we also have the different companies that are influenced and affected by oil. So again, a lot of money to be made, a lot of opportunities. We just have to make sure that direction is clear and that sentiment is in our favor. Again, we'd love to invite you to our live trading session. We always break it down in a little bit more detail. If you ever want to check it out, it's the second link in the description down below. I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.